week with my best friends. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello, love wrestling. It's 8 p.m. It's Thursday night. You know what that means.
What does that mean, JPJ? What does that mean?
It is another new episode of Between Two Beards, the 99th.
We got 99 episodes, baby.
The Gretzky. It's the Gretzky episode of Between Two Beards. We got everyone popping in the chat. We got Sierra saying hello. We got happy belated birthday to Mrs. Pluggo. Her birthday was it yesterday or the other day? 2 days ago.
Yesterday, man.
Yesterday,
April
yes.
19th.
So everyone say happy belated birthday to Mrs. Pluggo in the chat.
Beautiful wife.
We got Spencer behind the glass saying hello. We got only an hour this evening because we got a big episode of Quizplex following us.
Baby. This is huge.
At 9 p.m. I'm gonna let Pluggo do the promo for that in a few minutes after we finish saying hello to everybody because he's better at that than I am. We got Ophelia, Thursday 8 p.m. Do you know where your children are? I don't have any that I know of, so I'm chilling. We got Bay in the chat saying hello. Mrs.
What's
Pluggo,
up, baby?
you are more than welcome.
Yep, love you.
99 episodes, but yeah, you know it, Zach. Happy holiday. Happy holiday to anybody who has been celebrating or is celebrating this holiday we have today. But happy holiday. Pluggo, why don't you let the people know before we dive in?
We got some shit to talk about, Jake.
We do. Why don't you let the people know just how big of an episode of Quizplex is following us? I don't know if
Zach uploaded a graphic, but I'll just do my thing. Thaddeus Archer III, your returning champ, is coming back to Quizplex, and he's taken on separately, but together they're the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, Missa Kate and Mandy Rankowski. I think I butchered that, but I hope I didn't. They're awesome. That's going to be fun. Yep. Zach always plays that. So stay tuned right here after us. Like I said, top of the hour, 9 o'clock. It's going to be jam-packed. I'm pretty sure Spencer's going to pop in there at some point too. He's the scorekeeper usually, so it'll be a good time. Be jam-packed. I might be in the chat getting all the questions wrong.
And
Zach is a killer. Zach rules.
Oh yeah. And just so you guys remember, this is the 99th episode of Between Two Beards.
Oh yeah, we got some housekeeping.
Yes, next week, April 27th. Some changes are happening to Love Wrestling. We announced it last week, but next week it starts. And it starts with us, B2B. B2B 100 next Thursday night, April 27th. Will be on Love Wrestling YouTube. We're moving to YouTube. The brunch gimmick also going. Legacy of is already on there. You can already go watch the great Josh Robinson and that great series, The Legacy of. It's tremendous. One of my favorite things on the internet. We have Quizplex. So the next version of Quizplex will also be on YouTube. The mind behind returning with Spencer Love. Spencer Love interviews. We have Monday Night Shaw with our man Goose, Honk, baby. As well as Love Wrestling interviews. But for you Twitch people, for you Twitch fans, and I am one of them, we're not going anywhere because all our Love Wrestling reacts after weekly shows and pay-per-views will stay on Twitch. Me and my buddy Drew, Big Money Drew, returning next week after AEW Dynamite, and we will be there every Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite, blowing off stream, our video game stream on Saturday nights where we like to hang out, have some fun, plus LPW monthly events will still be remaining on Twitch. It's an exciting time here.
Don't you worry. Next week, there's a big LPW show. LPW 14's popping off next week. It's gonna be
right.
Awesome. There's some other things in the work. We got some things happening. Just stay tuned.
I mean,
our buddy Zach has a massive announcement on Quizplex.
Yes,
we're not going to spoil it for him. Although I can.
We know it's a big one.
Mrs. Pluggo thinks I should need to get some overalls. She goes, I'm looking pretty sexy in them overalls, baby.
All right.
Yeah,
hey, yo,
I
do your thing.
I wish that all I would have wished with that graphic. The graphic is sweet, but he did capture my gut very well. I was hoping for some abs.
Oh,
But hey.
you want like the Finn Balor?
Yeah, I was hoping he'd be like
yeah,
the Finn Balor mover.
yeah.
Instead, he was like, "No, Pluggo's a husky dude, so we're just gonna roll with."
I mean, look it. You got to be authentic. You got to be authentic. Oh God, now you got me on a tangent. I forgot what I was going to say. I felt like I was going to say something important. Next week there's a lot going on. Next Thursday night is the night before the WWE draft. Next Thursday night is round 1 of the NFL draft.
It's our 100th
and you
episode.
know how we do on B2B. We do a watch along for the NFL draft. So we're going to have a wrestling draft to talk about, an NFL draft to talk about. We're going to be our debut show over on YouTube.
We're talking wrestling. We're talking football. We're talking budgets.
LPW is the night after. We're going to be talking some LPW.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff going on.
We're going to be...
Next week is going to be jam-packed.
And the first show on the YouTube is going to be long. We're going to go long. We're not going to go to 8 to 10. We're going to give the people a little bonus. Welcome to YouTube. We're coming, YouTube. We're coming.
Sure are.
Woo!
Sure are. Next week is going to be exciting. We're ready. I'm ready. We're excited about it. We've been talking about it behind the scenes this whole week, just how jacked up we are. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We've got some special things planned. We're going to go down memory lane. Just we might even have a new look for you. You never know what's going to happen next week. Maybe. You don't know. We don't know yet.
Don't know who'll be stopping by throughout the show.
Of our overalls.
You know. We're gonna.
But before we dive into the wrestling, we're almost to 100. All this positive stuff, JPJ, Mr. Joseph Poulin Jr.
How dare you use my real name?
Well, I'm pretty fired up this morning. I'm cruising the
Are you coming at me right now, bro?
Little bit. I'm cruising the interwebs. And our buddies in the RADz, they have a show like Tales from the Undercard or something on YouTube. I guess you could check it out if you want. Those dudes in the RADz. They're sitting there talking about how you bought them these nice sunglasses and these gifts and how nice you are to them and how
really
they want to beat me up. Apparently,
well, I knew that. I mean, they
abdominal stretch.
You were openly challenged. You were openly challenged. I know they want to beat you up, bro.
We're 1 episode away from 100, and you're doing this to me, bro.
First of all, how dare you accuse me? Are Mom and Dad fighting right now? 1 week away from the biggest episode in the history of our show. Is that what we're doing?
Baby.
You're coming at me at the rat. See,
you never buy me sunglasses.
Listen. I don't know what I'm more upset about. The fact that the RADz are lying, or the fact that you, who I consider a brother, would think that I would what? I told you I would fly to Canada wielding a chair if you decided to go up there. I didn't tell you who I'd hit. Maybe I have thoughts about who I hit now. You coming at me, accusing me of things. Jesus. Man, I'm offended. Truly.
Band of brothers.
Why would you think that I would do that? Why would you think?
That's what they keep saying. They keep saying it. Okay. They got receipts.
What do you don't they openly want to beat you up. You don't think they're trying to mess with your head?
Maybe.
Well, you're falling for it, bro. Question of my allegiances.
You're all allegiances.
Bro, I'm a Taurus. We're loyal.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. They were like,
you're damn right.
They were like,
I'm everybody's dude. I'm everybody's dude. Except Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I don't want to be your dude. You can.
They said some choice words that I won't repeat on this said family show, but essentially they would like to end Pluggo for good.
Well, no, I'm not for that. So that's not.
We got to get to the bottom of this. We'll get to the.
They're messing with you, man. They're messing with your head, and you're letting them. You're letting them. That's what's going on here. Accusing me.
So they said that you bought them the glasses. They claimed that I ripped the tag off of Ben's glasses. I would never send those guys a gift.
You ripped the tag off of whose glasses?
So Ben, you bought Larry Wood.
A
nice pair of glasses. He had the tag. Ben got his glasses without the tag.
Yeah, Spencer has They are all up in your kitchen, so to speak. They are. They're messing with you, man.
To steal a phrase from our friend TFA, they're all up in my in my kitchen, they're in my living, they're everywhere. I can't rid these guys. I can't rid the RADz. Rid the RADz.
Yeah. The RADz, baby. The RADz are the LPW tag team champions, and they've been messing with me and Pluggo
for months now.
They somehow get a link to the stream. I don't know who. We still don't know who's giving them the link. Oh,
they're trying to
they
divide
jack
us right
up our
before
stream.
100.
They jack up our streams. They pop in. They give Pluggo shit. Judge Ben Omen has challenged Pluggo to a match.
Because I'm better looking than he is. That's all that is. He's just jealous.
But they love me. I mean, they got good taste. I mean,
that's
they love
what I'm
me.
trying
They
to
got good
figure out.
taste.
Why, if we're a package,
They got great taste because they seem to love me.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But they've been starting rumors saying that I'm giving them gifts and they're trying to mess with Pluggo, and Pluggo's starting to believe them. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm up. I'm.
What do you mean you don't know what to do?
I'm losing sleep.
Believe me. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm right. I believe you.
Jesus.
If you Seth Rollins me though and hit me with a chair in the
Spencer's
bed,
allegiance getting.
That's what baby. I don't know. Spencer.
We don't know.
Very quiet about this whole thing.
I don't know what's going on.
Quiet. About
all I know is that it seems like almost every week they're in here. So I don't know. But anyway, speaking of the RADz, we might as well pay some bills here at Love Wrestling real quick.
All right.
We're going to talk about one of them RADz. Okay? He might be a thorn in our side. All right? But one thing that he is very, very good at is personal training. I don't know if you've seen Rich King, but if you haven't, Google a picture. The man doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. And his company, RK Athletics, will help you get in shape, whether it's, you want to get thin and trim, cut like that. You want to just gain some more muscle mass. You just want to get more athletic. You want to start moving around, just feeling a little bit better physically, meal plans, all sorts of tips that will help you. And if you follow them on social media at RK Athletics 1, they are the team to see. Rich is great. I am a subscriber to him. He gives me nice little emails with tips to go because obviously I need to be involved. As you saw with
by our moving photo.
Correct.
Correct. Husky.
But if you are in the Edmonton area, or even there is some virtual options as well, if you're looking to get in shape, you're looking to just better yourself mentally, physically, just all the way around, reach out to Rich, RK Athletics 1 on all social medias, and they will guide you to where you want to go. All right. Hab Guy. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. RADz member sending nice little emails to Jay. I'm not getting any email. Oh, yeah. That's from RK Athletics. It's not, it's different.
What's the RK and RK Athletics stand for?
Look at it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sierra, you should go do that.
Yes.
You should go do that.
And, if that's what anybody that just wants, we're not saying you got to get shredded like Rich. If you just want to, tweak a few things and feel a little bit better. I will say this. I have spoken to Rich King myself in the past on subjects of what to eat, what not to eat. And he's but then all of a sudden he started it. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
Let's not start arguing about emails. I'll have PTSD.
This was before all of this all of a sudden went down. I don't know what happened. Things switched. I don't know. You make one pick and I was right, by the way. Anyway.
No, it was well before the pick.
I was gonna say, but I'm just saying.
Look at. We're on episode 99. Next week, 100. Listen, episode 1, we had sparklers. All right, sparklers were our thing.
That's true.
And then all of a sudden, at an LPW show, the RADz came out with some sparklers. Pluggo, and I will admit, being a smartass, said some stuff about it. What? We said some stuff about it.
I simply stated, way to steal our gimmick.
Yes. And it was hilarious. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it was. It was hilarious.
Plagiarism. It's plagiarism.
And it was funny. And ever since, they've hated our guts. And that's what's happened.
It's just
intensified. It's intensified over and over and over. And now they want to fight Pluggo. And for some reason, I'm just skating by over here. I'm just, they love me. They love me.
I don't know. One of them
actually, it's 4 Christmases around here. Oh, wait. That was a movie, right?
No, 2 Christmases because we're getting divorced. We're fighting.
No, so have to. Come on. We're stronger than ever.
Yes, Sierra, next week, we are partying for the
it is a party next week. Let me tell you. It's going to be a party.
It's going to be such a party. I took the next day off from the shoot job.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. I was like, I need that. I need
what a great idea.
Baby. We're gonna rage on YouTube. YouTube ain't seen nothing yet. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Ooh,
there will be sparklers, affiliate. Don't you worry. Spencer has personally requested them.
Okay.
But
So-
yes, we only have 45.
Yeah, we got
more
four. Yeah,
minutes
we
in the
got
show.
like four. We got
We
close
got
to
quiz
45
flags.
minutes. Oh,
Oh shit.
Big Ben in the
Yeah.
house. Big Ben in the house. Love to see you, buddy. Love you too, brother.
Talking about our hogs and how we're swinging. We'll just say we're swinging.
You want Star Trek? Pluggo will burn down his house. So there will be fireworks. I promise there will be fireworks next week.
And if the RADz show up next week, there'll be even more.
Well, we're going to be on a completely different channel, so they better not show up.
Hopefully they won't find us. Don't tell them where we're
Maybe
going.
that's our way for that to get away from them, so they stop blowing up our streams.
I repeat, do not tweet the RADz and tell them we're moving to YouTube.
Yeah,
don't do it. Don't do it.
If you love us, you will not do that. All right, let's talk about. We should probably talk about some wrestling. We're almost friggin'.
But yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna chat about a few things in the news and get on to Quizplex at 9:00 as we do every month here at Love Wrestling. But in the chat, let us know.
What you want to talk about.
Obviously
there's the CM Punk news. There's the AEW Collision, which kind of goes with that news.
Yeah, we like to free for all.
We had AEW Dynamite last night, which I saw some. A lot of people were a little iffy on that show last night. I personally enjoyed it. There were things that I was, they weren't the greatest, but I personally enjoyed it. We'll talk about some Dynamite if you want. I do want to talk about Trish Stratus' promo on Raw because that ruled.
And if there's time at the end of the show, I'd like to talk about donuts because the donut queen herself, Mr. Kate, will be on Quizplex.
I mean,
so I just want to chat about donuts and what your favorite donuts are. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, we can start. I mean, we haven't. It's which one you want to do that? Chat, let us know. You want to talk about donuts? I'll talk. Bro,
you talk donuts or wrestling?
Do I look like I don't like donuts? What? What? Is that great? What?
Donut? If anybody has any donut related wrestling puns, I would in the chat.
Yeah. I want to own a coffee shop that does donuts, like that does good donuts. That you be, but like an actual like a mom and pop one, not like one of these friggin'
But yeah, there's a theme here, guy.
Donuts are delicious. Donuts, glazed. All right, everyone in the chat, write what their favorite type of donut is. Glazed, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with a good glazed donut.
Yeah. Glazed donut on 420.
Haven't seen Dynamite yet, but after the day I've had it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about wrestling, bro. What's your favorite donut?
Well, guy, I hope your day is better.
Yeah, hopefully we'll make your day a little bit better. Boston cream, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Boston cream, that should be a wrestling move.
The Boston cream?
The Boston cream. Like a guy from Boston just creaming somebody.
All right, how about this? Ophelia's asking, what's the best donut you've ever eaten? Oh.
All of them.
What? Oh, Cadbury cream egg donut.
What?
Oh.
What? Right. Big Ben, if that's real, I need you to send that on down here to the States.
Okay. We got a vanilla dip with sprinkles. That's a good old-fashioned nice, like that's been around forever, but it's delicious. Yeah. Ophelia saying a passion fruit glaze with chili.
What?
That's fancy. That's fancy. All right. So I live about 90 minutes, slightly less than 90 minutes away from Portland, Maine. All right. In Portland, Maine, there's a couple of them up there, but there's a place called the Holy Donut, and they're potato donuts. So they're donuts made from mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
And they're the best donuts. I promise you, they are like some of the best donuts you will ever eat. If you ever end up in Portland, Maine, which during the summer you should go because it's one of the best towns in this country. They have a maple bacon donut, and it is unreal. It's a maple glaze with like candied bacon on it. And
I was just gonna say,
it's like the salty sweet. First time I had it, I like stopped. I was walking. I had to stop. I had to be like, I can't take any more steps. I need to savor this moment. That's what I needed to do. Change my world.
I love the maple glazed, like the Long John with the cream in it.
Like the Crulla?
No, it's just like the Long John. They call it a Long John. It's that long donut.
That's a Midwest thing. We don't have Long Johns over here. Long Johns are underwear. Like body length.
I like to eat underwear donuts, I guess.
All right. Hey, like an eclair? You're talking like an eclair. All right. All right. See, I never heard of a Long John before. Holy moly.
We promise we're a wrestling show.
Holy mother of God. Donuts made with mashed potato. Yeah. I mean,
that's funny. EC3, that's what EC3 stands for. Eclair the Third.
Fair. Yeah, they are. Yes. They're made from mashed potatoes. They're delicious. Also, when I was at SummerSlam last year in Nashville, I went to, oh my God, I'm not going to, there's a famous donut shop, Two Daughters Donuts or something like that, Five Daughters Donuts or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had a blueberry donut that, unbelievable. All right. What do you want to talk about? CM Punk? We should probably
we can keep talking donuts, but yeah,
I'll
honey,
talk donuts all the time.
Cruller.
Cruller.
Sometimes it's Cruller. Yeah, I just had a Krispy Kreme donut. That was pretty good.
Krispy Kreme.
The way to go. Yeah, Krispy Kreme, Mike.
Yeah, they're all right. I think they're a bit overrated. But they're
good in a pinch. You know, we had
a bit overrated.
Mrs. Pluggo for before we get on to the wrestling talk. Mrs. Pluggo, like we said, was her birthday yesterday. What she does is when she signs up for all these, so like she got a free dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme yesterday. So
free dozen.
Yeah, so she like signs up for like all these businesses, and then they offer her a birthday gift, and she'll go get it. So like she got like a free dozen donuts.
Same.
She got some cookies from Crumble Cookies. She was
Crumble cookies are delicious.
Yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty solid.
I mean, I bet you he likes them at Five Daughters Bakery. What is
what was the bakery? Not like donuts. He likes muffins.
Yes, I went there, and the donuts. I had 2 donuts, and that shit was incredible. Both of them.
Oh yeah, Spencer's not wrong. If you like everybody, they'll give you like, hey, come to. She went to Panera, got something for free. Like they'll give you anything if you sign up for it on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She's not. I wouldn't say she's like an extreme couponer, but she's a deal seeker. Like she'll figure out a way.
Yeah, but if you're a member at all these things, they usually do give you a little bit. Like I know if you go to Starbucks on your birthday, you get a free drink. You can get a free drink. If you go to
next week, I'm gonna do that.
If you go to Wendy's, you can get a free like small Frosty or some shit like that. They give you like that. So
if you make a day of it, week, so I'm gonna do the same.
Oh, so you got birthdays right near each other. You and the one
anniversary, her birthday, my birthday, 3 weeks back to back to back.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
And you celebrate all 3, or do you just have like one fucking blowout weekend away, or like do
we go hard? It depends on the month, the year, whatever. Like this year, we kind of just went big on one weekend. Last weekend, where we just did something together. We're probably going to do something at the end of the month together for birthdays. But yeah, it just depends on how things kind of fall. When you have as many kids as I have, sometimes you have to. Like baseball started up for one of them. I got one other one in track, another one in volleyball. So things are just, it just depends.
Yeah. All right.
Guy, happy early birthday. If you're here, we'll shout you out on your birthday. You'll be here.
Yeah, well, you'll be here.
But yeah,
we'll be over on the YouTubes, but you'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be on the YouTubes. The CM Punk news. So basically, when we left this show, there was rumors he was coming back.
Yes.
Yada, yada, yada. We talked about that extensively last week. But then after the show, I think it was Friday or Saturday, they'd said, AEW is going to debut a new program on Saturday nights, 8 to 10, called Collision. And the idea is like a soft brand.
Soft brand split has been the term
with
thrown
certain
out.
People, here's the show for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
that? I mean,
it's
great. Whenever there's news about the man, it is the top cycle of news, right? The punk date. The punk date at 8:20. Yeah.
Hey, if Zach wants to whip us up a punk date graphic, we got at 8:20. I will do some punk news.
Yeah.
If Zach get on that. Greatest beers on the planet. Thank you, Culp. Did you know we're moving next week, buddy?
Yeah, we're coming back to YouTube next week, brother. The tube. Hope to see you there. We'll talk towards the end of the show about, a little bit of differences since we're moving over to YouTube. Obviously, like there's things that are different, like super chats and things like that. So we'll talk about that a little bit at the end because, we're going to involve the chat and we're going to pay attention to the chat like we always do. But when you go over to YouTube, there's only certain comments that, it can hit the screen and things like that, So we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the show. But what I think, first of all,
yeah. What do you think on that? Because I have my thoughts, but I want to hear yours because you know how
I think people should just be adults and do business. That's what I personally believe. However, it depends on what they consider a soft brand split. Is a soft brand split just the word they're using because they're going to have the Elite and Punk on separate shows? Are they the only 4 people involved in the brand split? So like the Elite is just on Dynamite and Punk, or they vice versa, like the week that if Punk's showing up on Dynamite, then the Elite are going to I don't want separate rosters. You want to intertwine everybody else, fine. You know, that's how I feel about it. Because, like, for me, first and foremost, like, I get it. You guys got in a fight. All right. And I don't know if Punk's just feeding the rumors saying, hey, I'm willing to work with anybody just to come back. And then once he's back, he's a raging asshole again. I don't know. But
it is smart on him to say, hey,
if he wants, I'm willing to chat. I will chat with anybody. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm willing to get in a room and talk about it.
Because as far as we know, the elite have not said that.
Correct. And as far as we know, at least from the reports, the elite are like kind of like, no, we're good. We don't want to work with them. And I don't know where Hangman lies on that either. Because Hangman, I think, matters because he's part of it too.
What about a guy like MJF, right? Like, we want to see this.
I mean, I think MJF likes money, and he knows that MJF Punk 3 down the line makes him a lot of money.
If Punk is only on Saturdays, are you gonna, if you ever want to pay off Punk and MJF, you're gonna do that on only Saturday?
Or maybe that's when they go, hey, Punk's gonna be on Dynamite these next 3 weeks, so Elite, you're going the fuck. You know, again, it would all just not matter if the Elite could just swallow their fucking egos for a second and just be like, all right. Like, what if you don't have a program with the guy? The guy can't be at the fucking show. And I get it. Then people are going to say, well, what about what they did with Colt Cabana and Punk? I get it. Punk was being a baby about that too. But those guys, like, legitimately went to court and, like, fucking fought over money. That's a lot different.
Yeah, there was a lot
different. There's a big pass there, and that's different.
And to top it off, like, even from just, like, if they were to figure out a legitimate, logical way to pull this off, they're now adding 2 more hours of television. So they've got dark elevation. Well, they've got Dynamite.
I do want to talk about that a little bit.
They got now, like, so
they're going to have wrestling literally every night of the week.
That's where they're at. Rampage. I forgot about Rampage. So they got all these.
So they're going to have covered. What do they have? Elevation on Mondays, Dark on Tuesdays, Dynamite on Wednesdays, Ring of Honor on Thursdays, Rampage on Fridays, Collision on Saturdays, and then their pay-per-views will be on Sundays. So on a pay-per-view week, that shit's on 7 days a week if they don't make any changes, which I think they might. Because here's my thing. From the reports, this show Collision is not going to be like Rampage. Like, this is going to be treated as like Dynamite level.
About Rampage,
I understand that, but I feel like this is like, it feels like this is like going to be legit.
Oh, and Battle of the Belts.
I mean,
right.
So it's one of those things where are they going to have to remove, like, I understand that Dark and Elevation are only on YouTube, so they might view that as separately, because not everybody, like, I don't watch those shows regularly at all. You know what I mean? And I'm a big AEW guy, but, like, I don't watch those shows regularly. Yeah. Rampage, I watch, but I almost never watch it live.
Yeah.
Dynamite, I watch live. This new show is on Saturday nights. They're saying at either 7:30 or 8. Like, bro. That's a night you know Saturday you go out. That Saturday night,
you got to take into consideration, like,
big sports events Saturday nights.
College football's coming up. That's a Saturday night juggernaut. WWE runs pay-per-views on Saturdays. UFC's like every other week on a Saturday. Like, you name it, it's just, and then, like, yeah, it's gonna be tough. I like what Zach, if they're doing this just to facilitate a brand split, just to make it work for CM Punk, it better pay off. Like, it better be worth it. But again, they said the same thing about Rampage. And again, we're very pro AEW here.
Oh my God, yeah, AEW. For sure.
We're not, it's just when you look at it optically from the outside, and again, I guess that's why we're sitting here and they're, you know, in the position they're at. It just seems very difficult to me that you're going to be able to make everything work and everybody happy. This seems like a move to make everyone happy when it just needs to be Tony Khan. You sit these 4 gentlemen down, or you 5 gentlemen. You say, listen, like, we got to figure this shit out. If we're going to do a Saturday show where it's going to be on par with Dynamite, you all need to be hands on deck. Yeah. Because if I'm TNT or TBS or whoever's got it, why do you get Kenny Omega and CM Punk, and I'm not getting Kenny Omega and CM Punk on my show? I want the star power too. And they're having trouble with Dynamite. The numbers are down a little bit, but maybe this is like, oh shit, we got to get our numbers up. But it's 2 hours on Saturday night the move? Are you going to be able? Who's going to watch that live every week?
I mean, listen. Here's the thing: if I'm home, people will. If I'm home, I will watch it. But if I have plans on a Saturday night, I'm not staying home. I'm not going to be like, nah, sorry, I got to watch Collision. I'll watch it later, but I'll watch it. Duh. But
then what are you going to do with like Money in the Bank's on a Saturday or SummerSlam is on a Saturday?
Most likely, I'm going to probably watch the PLE.
Yeah, they're going to get crushed.
Probably, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not complaining about more wrestling. If they want to add a second legitimate show, I'm cool with that. WWE has 2 legit shows. If you think they clearly have a deep enough roster to do it, clearly, you know what I mean? But I'll ask the chat, like, is there such a thing? Do you think there is overcompensation? Like, is there such a thing as oversaturation? That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, is there too much? Is that too much? Not saying that, people can pick and choose. Like, I know for a fact, I will probably only watch Dynamite and Collision and and again, that's if Rampage ends up being the same show. Like, what if Rampage changes now? Because how are you filming all this shit? You know what I mean? That goes into it too. Does Rampage become like another, like, do they combine Elevation and Dark to one show and then they move Rampage?
Well, they can't because Elevation, no. Dark is at the studio in Orlando. They pre-tape those once a month.
Yeah.
The Elevation is at the city they're at. That's where they get the talent from for those. And then, so if you're going to do a live Collision every Saturday, you're going to tape some Dark episodes there to put,
like, how are you doing?
I mean, there's a lot. And then you got to throw in, they got to book ROH. You got to book all this stuff.
Yeah.
Tony Khan. And then you got Jaguars football coming up. Soccer's in full swing. That dude probably never sleeps.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
And there is an oversaturation point. And I'll say this, and I'll be completely transparent. I love wrestling. I wouldn't be doing this for 100 episodes with you if I didn't love professional wrestling.
For sure.
But I can tell you there are some weeks that I am just like, and then you top it off if you throw in all the independent stuff that's popping off, all the good indie stuff out there too. You can legitimately watch wrestling every night of the week for just all day if you want, which is great. But woo.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
I don't the people there's people that'll cover this. I don't know how our Twitter, we're just gonna be live tweeting every day for 8 hours.
It's just a lot, And again, not bad. Trust me, it's not a bad thing. More wrestling is not a bad thing, but I agree with Zach Smartmouth. I agree with his sentiments that it's like, I understand not wanting to work with someone. I understand not getting along with someone, but it depends on what they view as soft brand split. Because if you are really like splitting some of the roster just to appease people that can't act like professionals, act like adults, and especially like Zach said, they're EVPs. These guys aren't just like regular, like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho having a problem with somebody is different. Yes, he has that stature, but he's not an EVP. These guys are EVPs. They help run the joint. And you are setting the example as an EVP. You are a leader, not only in the locker room, but you are a leader of the company. And if you're acting like that, then what if motherfucking
Jungle Boy? You just
correct. What if Jungle Boy goes, I don't like MJF. I don't want to work with him. You've already set the precedent that that's okay. We'll just put you on the other show. And then that's when you're like, okay, well, what do you do? Because you can't say no to them when you're the leaders. I can't show up to my job tomorrow and not follow certain procedures. And then when when my employees don't do it, go, hey, make sure you're following procedure. Yeah. And they go, motherfucker, I just watched you not do it. And I go, well, whatever. I'm the boss. I can do what I want. No, that is not the precedent you can set.
No, again, this is all rumor and speculation. Of course, there's no real. I mean, that has been the soft report from our buddies over at Fightful. It's like, it's to facilitate this thing. And I keep looking at it and I keep thinking, and I'm a CM Punk guy. I want to see him wrestle. I want to see
him come back. I want to see him back.
But I don't. Are we doing all of this just to facilitate a guy who, like I said last week, is 47, 48, he's getting older. He's an injury concern. Is it worth all this extra leg room and potential? Like you said, what if all of a sudden the 4 pillars decide we can't stand each other, split us up, and then, you know, it's just, you got to just put your foot down and say either get along or we're not going to make this work. Plus, I have to imagine CM Punk's contract isn't going to be, it's got to be, it's not, I think he only signed 3 years.
Yeah, but I think they could probably,
they can add time.
They can add time because of this injury. So, you know, he's probably got, he was only back, what, a year? So they still got probably 2 years, you know, that he's going to be there for a bit. And if you look at the landscape now, FTR just signed 4-year deals.
Hangman is negotiating now.
Moxley signed a 5-year deal last year. Hangman's negotiating now. Kenny and the Bucks are coming up soon to the point where, and most people think that they'll re-sign. Powerhouse Hobbs on Grapsy last week, Will Washington said that Powerhouse Hobbs signed a 5-year deal. Swerve signed a 5-year deal. So these people are going to be there for a while.
You're getting locked in, but that's
good. That's good. That's good. That's foundational.
Let's push those people.
Correct.
Where's Miro, right? Like, where's a Miro? Like, why are we going through all this for Punk and not for a guy like Miro? I'm interested to see how it shakes out. What did have guys say? I could also see it being only bigger names appearing on both shows with newer and up and coming wrestlers staying just on one show. Right. But then which show gets the bigger names? And so if you do that, if you put all the bigger names only on Dynamite and then the up and comers on Collision isn't on par with Dynamite.
Correct.
So you're going to have to do this kind of WWE draft style. Punk for note collectors, the new Blood and Guts 2-figure pack coming out. And really,
that's awesome.
That is cool. I'm
not a huge collector, but I would like to dive into that.
Now I'm going to have to do that. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, where is Spiro? You're damn right.
And then we got, listen, I like Jarrett. I like Jarrett. That segment that they had, where Mark Briscoe got hurt and it was FTR and weird. Jarrett's group. Listen, I don't care for that Jeff Jarrett group, but I like Jeff Jarrett. I think Jeff Jarrett's been money since he's been back and he's been there. I like that. And I like how they're like, because they're going to end up feuding, right? That's going to be the feud. And Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
And Mark Briscoe saying scallywaggery. Thank you for that. I laughed my ass off. Scallywaggery.
But wasn't it weird that like they're getting their asses kicked and like the FTR is like, we didn't know about this.
They just not know. Book it, like Mark. They just book it.
But yeah, you're right, Jeff Jarrett. And I have guy. I don't think that's a bad. I think you just got to mix it up. You've got to have star power, especially if you're going to do it prime time slot, regardless of where you're at. No offense to any up and coming wrestlers. We just named a few, and I can name a whole list of up and comers that I think are super talented. But are they drawing the numbers that you would need to justify another 2-hour program?
Yeah. And then we'll have guys.
Here
I meant you could have the bigger names on both shows, but some of the newer people on Dynamite and some on Collision. The bigger names could draw people in. So I think he means it the opposite way that you're thinking. Like the big guys, the big people rotate, and then you have the mid carders and lower stay on those separate shows.
Yeah, I think because I think I saw a stat from a friend of the show, Kristen Ashley, where she said that, the roster currently is like 115, 120 men and like 30 women, which is very ratioed. But that's what 100. I can't do math. That's what 150 people, 160 people.
Yeah,
you could figure out how to get some of these people some TV time that maybe aren't getting TV time. Get them exposure, get them reps. So there are benefits to more wrestling on television. My concern was like, if you're doing it solely because you need to get CM Punk in there, and if people don't want to work with him, you can throw him on the Saturday night show, so to speak.
Yeah.
Then again, is grumpy, old, crotchety CM Punk going to be happy that every one of his Saturdays and all his weekends are booked up now and he can't do anything with Larry the dog?
I don't know. All right. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. Once he gets that paycheck, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah,
I think he'll be okay. Yeah.
He was getting that paycheck before he went.
Hey. I know. I think he'll be all right. Let's touch Dynamite from last night. We're obviously not going to dive into super duper detail, but
I want to talk about some of that Raw stuff that happened.
I do want to talk about some of that Raw stuff that happened.
Well, let's finish up this AEW chat.
We're talking about AEW, so let's go into Dynamite, and then we'll finish up with the Raw stuff, and then we can guide in to Quizplex.
Quizplex!
I thought Dynamite, so it opened up with the 4-pillar talk there, where Jungle Boy comes out, and before he says a word, Sammy Guevara comes out. And then basically before Sammy Guevara says a word, Darby Allin comes out. And the three of them are in the ring. It's a lot of the stuff we've heard the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people. I thought it was fun. Listen, they have to get better. Look at, I think Darby has been the clear standout here to me of these three, and he's clearly getting the biggest reaction. I think Darby's probably the biggest. He's the guy the crowd wants. It feels like out of the three right now.
Yeah.
I understand, Jack Perry's not a strong promo, and that's fine, but he needs to, these are moments that he's learning. He's figuring it out, and I'm glad that Tony Khan's like, no, you guys are going out there for 15 minutes, and you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Because usually when someone's not a strong promo, most of the time, at least in the, a lot of the time in the other place, you just don't get promo time. Like they don't give you the time to get better.
Protected, yeah.
Yeah, or you get heavily, they don't give you the flexibility to try to get better. And the way that I viewed that was it the strongest segment in the world? No. But I am really digging the 4-pillar stuff. Like I'm really digging those 4 dudes being involved with the title. I'm digging that. I didn't think last night, why not?
I think I get the side of the coin there too.
Oh yeah, I do too.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you need to go out there, sink or swim type of stuff.
Yeah.
But they, like we just kind of talked about, they do have a bunch of other television programs that could work on it. But he's gotten better. My only issue with last night was, again, like it seemed like it was just a lot of the same stuff that they'd already said, kind of just
that was more
and rehashed.
That was more of my problem with the promo,
how many times
not how the guys were delivering it. I was
how many times can we tell Sammy Guevara he's a piece of shit? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we get it.
Yeah. Although it was oddly enough that both Jungle Boy and Darby both said that they respected Sammy Guevara. Like they called him a piece of shit, but they also were complimentary of him.
Well, that's exactly what the internet wrestling community does. Like Sammy Guevara's
great, but he's just a piece of shit.
Fantastic in the ring.
Yeah,
but you do
so
dumb stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think it's the only way, but I agree with Hab Guy where he says trying stuff on TV is the only way to actually figure it out. What works in front of the crowds doesn't always work, and I agree with that. NXT, although they got new show, they're gonna have a show every night of the week coming soon. Apparently,
well, NXT has an NXT goal. They have level up, but I see both sides. I see Baby and I see Hab and I see you. You got to throw some stuff out on national TV to see if it's going to work, but you also need to maybe give these guys some reps. Maybe you need to use those rampages and use those darks and use these shows to give them promo opportunities in front of live crowds. But it's just Darby's slaying it. But I think Darby's always been a solid promo. But Darby's stuff just feels more organic. Like when Sammy,
it feels like it's truly like him.
And with Sammy, I like what Sammy's saying, but his character is not this, I came up from nothing and I worked at a pizza joint. You're a cocky piece of shit heel. Your whole thing should just be, I'm better than both of you, because that's the person that you're portraying on screen with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Yeah. You're not portraying this baby face, I came up through the struggle. We know you did, but it just feels like you're trying to force that narrative. So, but yes, Dobby,
Harry Potter.
That's one of my cat's names, Dobby.
Don't make me cry, bro. I can't be thinking about Dobby too much.
Dobby, we got Dobby, Hermione, and Harry. And
wow,
Drake.
Nerd alert!
I didn't name him because I've never seen Harry Potter.
I know you never seen anything. So. How are you gonna have cats named after Harry Potter?
No, I've never seen Harry Potter. Cats. My wife and kids name.
That's those are your cats too. Watch Harry Potter with your wife.
Because there's 900 hours of wrestling on a week, JPJ.
There's gonna be more coming. So find room to watch Harry Potter.
I'm busy.
We never even finished the Star Wars shit.
But yeah, I've seen the Sammy and Tay stuff a little bit on.
I haven't. I have
Access.
not dived into. I have them all saved. They're all saved. I have not dived.
But that's the thing. Like that, that again. I get that the stuff that I've seen. It's very behind the scenes. He's very excited, and he's one of these like, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to get these spots type guy. But again, you're expecting us to watch that to understand that. It's tough to get, like, we've had that argument from day one with AEW. It's like, if you do something on Darker Elevation and you're expecting me to see that to tell the story on Wednesday, that's hard to do. So you just tell the story you're telling. I don't know. That's all me. You will not harm Steve Borden. He's a cheerleader, bro.
He is.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more pop-ups.
So we'll just see this through. But then MJF comes out. He says that they're going to have a tournament, and they're all going to fight each other, and the winner is going to fight him at Double or Nothing. I wonder if that's how it actually goes, because there's going to MJF is this chicanery going on here. So I'm hoping that it ends up being a fatal four. It should be a fatal four-way. Well, I agree with Spencer. Spencer the first week said it, and I was kind of skeptical, but now I'm all. It should be a fatal four-way, and then you can branch off from there. But MJF comes out. He says, hey, the three of you are going to fight each other, and the winner is going to be me. So here's what we're going to do. One of you is going to get a bye. The other two are fighting surprise in the main event tonight, and then they're fighting the other guy next week, and then blah, blah, blah. So Darby gets the bye, and I love Darby's reaction. Like, even though he's a baby face, kind of, he was pumped to get the bye. He was like, hell yeah. Because, he's noble baby faces would have been like, oh. The bye usually goes to the heel. Right,
like
the bye
Wesley
usually
did it in NXT when he was like bummed that he didn't get the bye.
Exactly, like the bye usually always goes to the heel, but this went to the babyface, and the babyface was like, "Yes!" Like he was laughing, like, "Ooh, I got it!" I love that reaction because that's how you should react to a bye. Your life is easier now,
but
so celebrate that shit.
Same as they used to do the jokes on the BT. Yeah, but that was even worse back before they had all these other shows. Was like, you're expecting your casual audience. The BTE stuff, that's diehard fan stuff. That AEW Dark, diehard. I'm talking, that's your loyal core diehard audience. But if you're trying to get casual Joe Schmo to watch BTE, watch Dark, watch Elevation to tell a story you're going to tell on Wednesday, you're asking a lot out of a person that isn't, ingrained in professional wrestling, I guess. But either way, I have faith that they'll figure it out. They're going to figure out what to do. They're going to tell a good story. I want this to be a fatal four-way at Double or Nothing. I think there needs to be a way that they do that. Maybe MJF gets involved where he screws over somebody. Like maybe he doesn't want to face Jungle Boy. He'd rather face Sammy, where he'd I gave Darby the bye, but I'm going to screw him over anyway.
As the night, let's just kind of talk about the whole thing as a package. As the night goes on, there is a backstage segment with Sammy and MJF, and MJF goes to Sammy and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "What if I said I could guarantee you a match against me at Double or Nothing?" And he goes, "Here's a blank check. Write out your price, and I'll guarantee you'll be you'll fight me at Double or Nothing. You'll be in the event or whatever." Baby. And so, Guevara writes a number. MJF reacts as if the number's high, so I assume it was high. But they come to an agreement, and then the main event, which was a very good main event between Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara, as you would expect, a very good main event.
Banger.
There is a moment where Jungle Boy is going to the top rope, and Sammy Guevara drop kicks him off the top rope, and Jungle Boy jumps off and goes basically face first into the table, the announce table, which is a pretty gnarly looking spot. And he's in the middle of getting counted out. And all of a sudden, they're at the 7 or 8 count, and Sammy grabs the ref, and you see MJF in a hoodie hit Jungle Boy over with the ring, give him a punch with the ring, and then Bryce Remsburg continues the count, and Jungle Boy gets counted out, and Sammy Guevara moves forward, and he will fight Darby Allin next week. And then the show ended with MJF and Sammy Guevara hugging and jumping up and down, celebrating.
So weird
in the ring.
But then I want him to do the same thing to Darby next week.
Well, I think he's here's the thing. I think he's going to try to, and Sting or someone will prevent it. I think it's going to be, if they're going this route, it should be the 4-way.
Do you think Sting could be bought?
No.
Do you think Sting could have a backdoor deal with MJF?
No, I think Sting would help cut that shit out, and then it's Darby and MJF. And then I think MJF should be like, no, they cheated and blah, 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 blah. And then whoever's in charge should be like, okay, well, you cheated for that. So guess what? It's just going to be a fatal four-way because none of you won fair.
If you're Sting, though, what number would it take to turn on Darby? Blank check.
Sting's a noble guy. If you'd say if I'm Sting,
10 million?
like if it was me,
like $1 million bucks?
No, I go 5. I probably go. I thought when Sammy was writing the number down, I said out loud, I went 2 million. That's what I said. 2 million. That's what. So in that moment, that's what I would have.
So we're trying to get Steve Borden to put the pom poms.
So I think if it's Sting, I think Sting's too noble. I don't think any amount of money would do. But if you put a 5 million, 10 million. And he does it? I mean, what are you going to do?
He already said he's towards the end of his career.
Yeah, but he loves Darby. He's his best friend.
Hey, listen, I love my best friend too, but $5 million is $5 million, bro.
It's true. We also had a new TNT champion, Wardlow, who is now aligned with Arn Anderson.
Glocked up Arn.
Oh, my God. Incredible. And I did like Arn's promo in the back. It was cool. Like an old school promo. I liked it. Yeah, he did the Glock thing, and he hit him with a pretty good DDT, too.
Well, that's what happens when your car gets broken into, your title gets stolen, your wallet gets stolen. You need protection, and better than double.
You know? But Wardlow wins the TNT title back in his hometown. There was a fantastic women's tag match involving Britt Baker. But then, I mean, I think real quickly before we talk about the Trish Stratus thing, I could see them playing up Sting being bought out, but Sting faking out. Yeah, maybe. They could do that.
Or Sting taking the $5 million from the check from MJF and throwing a party and beating MJF up. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
There's ways they could play with it.
Oh, yeah. What'd you think of the Adam Cole, Chris Jericho promo? You didn't like it? I love it.
It was
Adam
good.
Cole's
it was
the
good.
dude, guys. He's
I
the
just
guy.
thought the whole the ending where Britt's getting beat up and he's just overselling it.
She called him Austin, she was saying his real name. Oh, tremendous. Yeah. The drama.
It was good.
Stop, please. Yeah. He's yelling.
My God.
Stop. No. Stop. Oh.
For Baker.
I'll tell you what. I really think that.
Where's all her friends?
I think that did a really. I think that was a strong segment for the outcasts there. Yeah. To be aligned with Jericho, they needed that, and I think in that moment, that made them automatically, I think, rose them up a little bit. They needed a segment like that. They needed a segment like that. If I was
Tony Khan, I wouldn't have booked Britt and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus the Outcasts because you got to have Britt win.
Yeah, because they beat.
But that's what
Hayter and Britt beat them earlier on in the evening. Yeah, so this was like their revenge.
I think that main event segment would have hit even harder had they not just lost.
Probably.
But yeah, I think they needed it to get back on track because there's still a lot to tell, and you can line it up with this Jericho Appreciation Society. Anna Jay and Tay Conte could get involved. There could be a lot going on here. So. Interesting stuff. We got about 6 minutes left of the show. Quizplex at the top of the hour. Like we said, you'll stay here after we get off, and you'll have Quizplex with Thaddeus Archer, your returning champ, the manager, the brainchild behind Seven, our friend Thaddeus, helped take down those dastardly RADz last month, and Missa Kate and Amanda Rankowski, the NWA Women's Championships. Of course, Smart Mouth will be there, Zach, and Spencer Love. But before we get out of here, let's talk about Trish and how she killed that promo, bro.
Oh, I loved it. First and foremost, I just want to say The Miz and Seth Rollins had an absolute banger on Monday night. That match was
Trish.
What is it?
Who wore it better, Brock or Trish?
Trish. Come on. Who we kidding? Who we kidding?
Under Lesnar was pretty dope.
Oh yeah. Who we kidding? Trish looked wonderful. But no, that was Miz going, hey guys, remember that I'm still really good at this at professional wrestling? Oh my God, that match was incredible. Very, very good. But yes, this Trish Stratus promo on Monday, I liked it. It made sense. She came out, she ran down the women's division. She's a heel. That's what she's going to do. And she basically says that she's the reason, she single-handedly is the reason why the women's division ever became watchable in WWE. She revealed that she took Lita out the week prior because she was tired of seeing Lita play sidekick to Becky Lynch because Lita's above Becky Lynch. Yeah, have guy saying under Lesnar is cool, but Trish. Yeah, exactly. But it was really good. It was really good. She said she's no one's sidekick. She's not a nostalgia act. She's the best to ever do it. And she still is the best to ever do it. I loved it. I thought it made a ton of sense. And I'm very much looking forward to this feud and this. I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah, this was one of those things where it's like, just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's bad. The moment they put Trish into this mix, I think we all were like, she's got to turn here because what she said, she's not a sidekick. Trish Stratus comes back. She needs to be a main focal point for some talent she's putting over. So Becky and Trish, whenever they decide to have that match, it's going to absolutely rule.
That was another thing she said. I'm not your childhood fantasy.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it.
I loved it. Like, because here's what and she could play it up really well. Like, she can embrace the Divas era and say, hey, she said it. I was doing all of this before there were main events. So, like, don't shit on my era just because we have a women's revolution. Don't forget about where you came from, Becky. And it was awesome. And I have a feeling when Becky fires back, she's going to come with some heat. And I think the back and forth between these two is going to be awesome. Like, I'm so psyched.
Very, very much looking forward to this. To me, that was the standout of Raw. I mean, obviously the Miz Rollins match was really, really good. The main event was also good. The 6-man was also fun too. And it was like gang warfare. We had Judgment Day, you had Sammy Riddle and KO, then you had the Bloodline, then you had the LWO. Oh, it was good. It was good. It ended in chaos with just all these factions fighting each other, faction war. Very, very cool.
The Judgment Day should never lose a match because they have Rhea Ripley, right? Because all she can do, she could just kick all these dudes' asses and they can't do anything.
Yes.
I don't know why they don't do that more. Like
they should. They should.
Like, logically, you should just be like, Rhea, you get in the ring and you confront whoever. They can't do anything. That stare down between Solo Sikoa and Rhea Ripley made me want that match to happen.
Oh my God.
I know it'll never happen, but I want it.
That was amazing. And then Paul Heyman saying, hey, why don't you can you switch with Solo? And then when they switch, Rhea just goes, nope. And Rhea just walks right over and just continues.
And he goes, are we good? And she goes, for now.
For now.
For now. Yes.
I loved it. I loved it. And then I loved later when Heyman goes to Paul Heyman's a friggin' genius. He goes to Finn, he goes, was that all right? And Finn goes, eh. And the whole time Heyman's just like, eh. Like he's so irked that he was like, uh-huh. Like he does the whole thing. Call Roman Reigns. He said, you can hear him in the back. Like, he's so offended. All right,
well, we'll show you.
Off. Oh, it was tremendous. It was tremendous.
Raw's
had 2 back-to-back pretty good shows.
Yeah,
pretty good show.
Considering everything that went down.
Yeah. And then, all right. We got like a minute to go.
If you're just hopping in, thank you for joining us. Stick around. We're going to end here in the next 30 seconds. We're going to plug our shit. Be on our way. Quizplex coming up with just an all-star studded cast. Like we said, Thaddeus Archer, Missa Kate, Amanda Rakowski, Smarkmouth's going to be there. Spencer's going to be there. There's going to be beer. There's going to be trivia. There's going to be chaos. Who knows what'll go down? But we are going to head out of here in 30 seconds. We got anything else you want to plug before I start plugging our shit?
No, plug our stuff. Right. Just next week.
B2B 100th episode next week. We're kicking off 8:00. First show live on YouTube for the first time. We're going live on YouTube. Lauren's saying, "What's up? What's up, lawyer? We might need you next week because we got a lot going on legally." Battle after battle. But anyway, you can find us at B2B on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media. Stay tuned. We're moving. JPJ, plug your stuff. I'm Pluggo. You can just Google me and find me. It's all good.
Yeah, you can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on both Twitter and on Twitch. But you can, like Lawrence just said, you can find us here starting on YouTube next week, 8 p.m.
We move
Draft Extravaganza on Love Wrestling YouTube for B2B 100. Stay right here for Quizplex starting right now. Until next week, we'll see you guys. Peace out.
Get yourself help and you're I'm only taking 12 steps towards the door to your new face.